So do you think you might be too old to start playing the violin, viola or cello? Let me tell you, just from experience, that's not really true. I have met so many players that have started in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and yes, even their 80s. In this video, I'm going to talk about everything you need to know if you're an adult learner and you're starting from scratch, or you played when you were younger and are starting up again. There's such a wonderful thing about playing an instrument. Firstly, there's such a joy in making music and how it feels to make music, and it can help you get in touch with a whole community of string players. There's actually been a lot of research about the benefits of playing a musical instrument. You can live longer and live better, so creative hobbies are linked to a 31% lower mortality risk. This is a University College London study. It's been shown to boost brain power, improve your memory, your problem-solving skills, and processing speeds. It's been great for emotional joy and stress relief. So daily practice can actually help lift your mood and calm the mind. It really helps with fine motor skill improvements. It can improve your posture, coordination, and hand strength. And there's some great friendship and community opportunities. It's just so wonderful when you can connect with other musicians who also love the same kind of music that you do. And of course, there's that personal fulfillment of being able to express yourself musically. So one of my clients, Robert from the US, started playing January 2025. That's right, really recently. That would have only been maybe 8 months ago. And because he was approaching retirement, he had time to practice. And he just loves classical and folk music, but he also plays the bagpipe and the guitar. Hopefully not all at the same time, Robert. I think that might be a bit much. Anyway, he originally had a beginner instrument, but it just didn't work for him. So he ended up buying one of my Georg Hofmeister violins, which he absolutely loves. And that violin is really helping him get to that next level as a player. There are some things that are important to know before you start playing a stringed instrument. So it's really important that you have a good posture. And it can be difficult to learn a good posture off the internet. If you do learn playing through the internet, then make sure that you regularly film yourself and take a look at your body posture to make sure that you look relaxed. You can also practice in front of a mirror and be very aware of how it feels while you're playing. If you have some strong discomfort, you're probably doing something wrong. I mean, sometimes a past injury or a physical ailment of some kind could prevent you from playing. So that is very important. I personally recommend definitely taking a few lessons with a good teacher. A good teacher should be like, you guys should be able to get along, so you need to be able to get along with them. But whatever posture they teach you needs to make you feel relaxed. It should be fun, and they should help you progress as a player. The next thing that's really important is that you play music that you love. Because if, like say through your teacher, they give you music that you don't enjoy playing, you're just not going to enjoy practicing. So play music you love. Sometimes you'll have to practice scales and things like that, but the goal of that should always be to get you to where you can play the music you really love. So make sure you practice regularly. You're probably better off having shorter practice sessions, but more of them. Let's just face it, holding a violin, here is one of my beautiful Georg Hofmeister violins, but holding a violin is extremely uncomfortable. It is a very, like, this is not a natural position this is not how we normally stand. We prefer to stand straight and stand in a relaxed way. So playing the violin is a very unusual posture for the human body. But it's just with practice, you'll get more strength and it'll become easier. Short practice sessions will allow you to build strength without tensing up. So if you find yourself getting sore or cramping, just put the violin down, have a little shake out, and then pick up the violin again. It's like a little reset, because it's very important that you feel relaxed when you're playing. So next, getting the right instrument is really important for your string journey. Firstly, if you get a really cheap, tinny sounding instrument, it's actually not a lot of fun. The great thing about playing in the later years of your life is that often you will actually have the means to buy a slightly better or much better instrument. Having an instrument that you kind of look at and really love, there's something, it just adds to that whole feeling of playing. This is one of my Pierre Lamont master violins. So the thing you should look out for in an instrument is to make sure that it is well made, using good materials, like good timbers and materials. It needs to have a really good professional setup to make sure that it's actually easy to play, that you don't have to press down harder than you need to, or that the curvatures are wrong on the bridge or things like that. So everything there has to be right. You can look at some of my other videos to explain more. I personally think you should like the way the instrument looks, but most importantly, you need to love the way the instrument sounds. You can watch some of my videos about different instruments with different setups and things like that to get a better understanding about the importance of the instrument. So try and buy the best possible instrument that you can afford. Like as a beginner, you don't need to spend the earth. There are instruments like my Pierre Lamont or Pierre Lamont master instruments that are between $1,500 and $2,500 US that are really nice instruments, but you can also find cheaper instruments that are also not so bad. With the cheaper instruments, just make sure that they have a good setup. Like I said, what's important is that you just find an instrument that you personally love and make sure it's professionally set up by a violin maker. Don't just buy it from any shop, and really don't buy from Amazon, eBay or Marketplace if you don't know how it's been set up. Quite often players have to spend somewhere between $300 and $600-700 to actually get a good setup once they've bought the instrument, if they do buy it online like that. Some players also play as children and then stop in their teens and then pick the instrument up again in their later years. One of my clients from Australia picked up the violin again in the late 30s, and she bought one of the beautiful Pierre Lamont master violins for her 40th birthday. And she wrote this beautiful email to me, so I'll read it to you. Thanks for the wonderful violin. It's incredible. The sounds are so lovely and rich. It is significantly lighter to hold, and I get no soreness in the neck when playing. The last one I got sore after 20 minutes or so. My teacher asked me to describe how I feel the two differ in terms of sound and playing, and while I don't know the musical word for it, I did say, with my cheap student violin, it now feels like I was driving a car with a dirty windshield. Playing this violin is like driving a car with a perfectly clean windshield. What a great description. I really understand now how much the instrument quality impacts your playing and enjoyment in playing. Thank you again for this lovely violin. So there you go. That just shows the importance of getting an instrument that sounds good and works well for you. It's like having a car with a dirty windshield or a car with a clean windshield. So anyway, it's never too late to start. Obviously, sometimes your body just might not want to take part, and I understand that, and that can be frustrating. But if your body is working well, it's not too late to take up playing a stringed instrument. And it's amazing. I have seen some wonderful examples of the kind of progress people can make even in their later years, and how amazing they can sound. We had a double bassist in one of our orchestra, and he had been playing double bass for 30 years. Now what's incredible about that is that he was around 93. So he started when he was 63, and he was a very good double bass player. So it's never too late. I hope this video helped you get a better idea of what it takes to play when you start a bit later, or if you take the instrument up again. Like I said, it's never too late. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, hit the like button. Also, I have a whole lot of other videos about stringed instruments, how they work, how they can work better, and some examples. So subscribe to my channel so you find out every time I post a new video. And there's a little bell. If you hit that little bell, you'll actually get notified, which is really excellent. Anyway, if you've been playing, keep making beautiful music. And if you're thinking of beginning, it's a wonderful journey. I think you'll really love it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.